तू चलता चल तू चलता चल तू चलता चल.
Unmute yourself and can we see you?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. We have today with us Chongtham, Vidyasagar. And Chongtham, which entry was IMA, but which attempt was this?
Ma'am, it was my fourth attempt.
And he has got recommended in his fourth attempt.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let us understand his journey. Please tell us about what motivated you, where are you coming from, and what motivated you to join the defense services?
Yes. First of all, hi everyone. This is Chongtham Vidyasagar Singh. I hail from Imphal, Manipur. Right now, I'm in Pune. So my motivation towards the forces was, I would say, the condition that we had in our state, like AFSPA and all these things. So I saw many uniformed people patrolling and all. So from that, I got in motivation that they were doing this service for the country. So from there onwards, I got motivated to join the forces.
And please tell us about the journey of your previous attempts, what improvements you made, and then your next attempt, for your next attempt.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this was my fourth attempt, as well as my fourth conference. So for the other three attempts, two were for IMA and one was for AFCAT. So in my first attempt, I think I was not familiar with the process much. So that is why I couldn't understand the process very well. So I got conference out in that. Second, I was a little desperate in performing. I was trying to dominate other people in my attempt. Third attempt, I did well, but I didn't have a so my activities were not properly organized, which didn't lead me to the recommendation. This time, what I worked on it was, since I was working, I had to make a very proper routine. I had to be very organized in life. So I had to do an all-round development of myself. That is how I improve in this attempt. So which led me to the recommendation. So this was for CDS IMA only. So 155 I've got merit in. So I'm waiting for my joining letter, and I even got like say medically fit as well.
So please tell us about the attempt in which you got recommended, the screening process, psychology.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Our reporting was on the 20th February. So 68 of us reported. From there onwards, 37 got screened in. The OIR was a little bit difficult, on the difficult part, I would say. We got 25 minutes each to solve these two sets of OIR. The first set was a little bit difficult, the verbal part. So at the last, around 5 questions were remained unsolved. So when I saw the NCO sub trying to look on which was, I just have a blind guess, or I would say a genuine smart guess. So I marked all the other options which I couldn't calculate. So after that, the second non-verbal part was a little bit easier as compared to the verbal part. So I could complete that on time. So picture was, I saw that picture in one of the NFA sessions which held previously. So I wrote the picture, I would describe the picture like there was one person sitting inside a bus and people were like around him. So I made him a manager of a software company. So he was trying to make his group coordinate and team up very properly so that they can improve their new technology, in improving and in developing new technology. They would be successful in that. So like that, I made a story. So I included all these parts. I narrated well within 45 seconds. So this was what I followed. And after that, I like in the discussion, I could participate twice or thrice. I told everyone just to be calm and not to like create a fish market, and like move on to the common, I would say, common theme of the story. And I could like project the common theme. Since my story was very similar to the common theme, I could project that. I could mention that they were trying to include the recreational activities so that the coordination would improve. So like that, my screening process went, and 37 of us got screened in. After that, the next day psychology happened. So for psychology, previously what I did was I was very much I would say eager, or I was very much desperate to write the story. This time I had a very proper sleep, so my brain was very calm, and I could see the pictures very deliberately, and for 30 seconds I could understand the picture. And what I wrote was very simple stories which I could complete in under 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. So around 30 seconds I was waiting for the next picture to come in. So I was like resting myself as well. My brain was very calm, and my heartbeat was on point. So by like that, my 11 stories were I would say on point, and my 12th story I didn't prepare, or I didn't write my 12th story, but I had it in my mind what I should write. So when since I joined my company very recently, we had these fitness activities that I started with the company, the employees. So I write a story based on that. So one of my managers also told me that to improve the fitness activities of other people, so we do this weekend fitness activities. So I wrote a story based on that. WATs, I write all the 60 WATs. This time I wrote meaningful sentences only. I didn't had this preconceived notion ki I shouldn't write should put all these things. I avoided everything. Whichever I feel fit, I wrote that. So one example was that there was a word curse. So I wrote more money is a curse to life. So this was one example that I wrote. For artists, previously I could complete all the SRTs, all the 60 SRTs, but this time I could complete only 55. I thought I could have improved my timing upon that, but I think it was a good attempt. For SD, I prepared SD from my end because I had this SDs previously as well, and was verified by Sir. So I wrote SD in that aspect. I could complete everything on time. So after my psych, I talked to Nehru sir that day. So I told I couldn't complete SRT, whether this creates a negative impact on my like process or not. So sir scolded me saying that if you think upon that, you'll get rejected. So there onwards, he told me the next day was GTO. So he told me just to be a very good team member. You don't need to over dominate, or you don't need to over participate. I followed that the next day. GTO day one happened. So in the GD, I was participating adequately, not less or not very much. So whenever I got time and I participated, and whenever someone is trying to participate but was not able to, I was persuading the group that we should give him the chance. So once or twice I told the group in that way. So my two group discussions went like that. And in GPE, it was a very simple GPE, I would rather say, but I followed the tabular form of writing the solution. So one example is that it was a very helpful and time saving. So the NCO SAP mistakenly, I would say, indicated after the completion of 5 minutes that before the completion of 5 minutes that 1 minute is left. So like by around 5 minutes, so everyone got panicked. But since I wrote the tabular form, I was on my, I would say, last part to complete. So by around 5 minutes, I could complete the tabular part in the tabular form. So I was very much calm when he said ki 1 minute is left. So this has helped me, and in discussion I could participate and I could give logical solutions. By the time the nomination of a person came, one person stood up and he nominated himself. The group has to agree upon that. So he gave the common narration, which was totally different from what we had discussed. So the GTO ma'am asked everyone whether we can include new things to the discussion, or we would like to change things. So I mentioned that this was the thing that we discussed, and this is the mistake that we do. I put on 2 points, and after that the group discussion, the GPE was completed. So moving on to the PGT, PGT 1 and 2, I could actively participate. I was helping the group in moving forward. I was listening to everyone. Since I was on the front end of the obstacle, I would listen to everyone. At the third, someone tried to dominate, and they put like they took all the helping materials and they moved forward. 2 3 of us was at the back end. So everyone was giving these solutions, but no one was listening to implement. So I told one of them, just move ahead. I would agree with you. Just implement your plan. So by that, the implementation of plan was completed, and by the fourth PGT was completed in that way only. So in half group tasks, we were divided into odd and even numbers. So my chase number was 12. In that, our group was kind of calm. Like, so we move on to an obstacle from another side, I would say. So two people moved ahead. So the GTO ma'am asks us to choose the another side of the obstacle. So during that, someone initiated, but it was not implementable. But we tried it out, but since it was not implementable, I had a plan at the back of my mind. So I implemented that, and we can move forward and completed the half group tasks on time, I would say. After that, we had this group obstacle race. So in group obstacle, like right from my first attempt, I was very much active. I was a person who would work from the front. So this time also, since I was very much, I think I was very much agile in my group. I would lead myself from the front. So first, second, at the figure of 8, we were a little bit stuck. So, but I leaded the group. By the end of the, I would say, it was the single wall jump. We were the first one to, I would say, complete that. But at the last part of the slide, some like one candidate from our group was stuck. So he was trying it again and again, but he was not able to complete that task. So the GTO ma'am told us just someone exchange with the person. So I moved ahead and I exchanged it, and we could complete. There was one thing that I observed, that the GTO doesn't stand at the end point. They would stand at some other place. So when we reached the end point where the line was being drawn, everyone started jumping that they had reached the end point. But in the back of my mind, I saw the GTO at the back of the nearby the obstacle. So our group rushed to our GTO place where the where this snake race ended. So we kind of won the snake race in that. So we thought that the GTO day one was over, but after that, our individual obstacles happened. So we were very much tired, but we got some, I would say, rest. We got drinks and all. And after that, our individual obstacles started. So our chess number was from 9. So I was waiting. So in my turn, what happened was, in my fourth obstacle, which was the Tarzan swing, my hand slipped, and blood was drooling from my fingers. So I completed the Tarzan swing, and I could complete 14 obstacles after that, like altogether. But I was not happy with myself, knowing that I was very much fit. I could complete more than 14 had I not had an injury or some sort of that like that. So the GTO day one ended. My interview happened on the GTO day one, but I would complete my GTO day two first. So GTO day two, so started off with the lecturate. So lecturate was much simple. I spoke for the topic, the pharmacies of the world. So I would include hand gestures as well. That everyone told me not to include. I could include everything in that. And after that, the final group tasks happened, which completed the end of the GTO. Sorry, the command task was left. So command task, I was called. I was the first person to be called. So I thought previously the person who is assessed the highest is called on the later part of the command task, but I didn't have this preconceived notion this time. My task was on a mediocre level, I would say. It was a bomb
So
task.
we should conclude that way. I am performing well, so I am called first, or I am not performing well, so I am called first. ऐसा
Yes,
नहीं
ma'am.
है.
So I didn't have that previously. I had that but I was very much confident with my performance this time. So I thought the GTO might be mixing up things. So but my task was a bomb task, like a bomb diffusing task. So I call up two of my subordinates. The GTM asked me what I call them. So they were my half group task group. So I told them they were very much coordinated to the task. So uh, I find them to be helpful in completing the task. So we started off. We entered the platform the where the bomb was being placed, and after that, the GTO told us that the task was completed before. But she told me after that the task was not completed, so I had to take them out. So I found another way out, but I was taking a little bit time where the GTO helped me to complete the task. So my task ended, and I was called 4 times for being the subordinate of my group. So my GTO ended in that way. Moving on to the interview, my interview happened at around 7 p.m. in the evening. So I was waiting by the interviewing officer called me at around 6:25, but he was like he didn't call me 30 minutes for around 30 minutes. And after that, like I entered the room. So the first question that he asked was, what was your 12th story? So in the site test, so I mentioned ki I had this like fitness related thing in the company, so I started that. So my second question was ki I heard from many people that you did very well in GTO. So what was the task that you would, if you like to improve, what was the task that you would like to improve? So I said individual obstacles. Why, he asked me. So I said ki since I thought myself that I was very fit, I would ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I said individual obstacles because I thought I was the fittest and I would improve. Previously, when I was in my Bangalore attempt, I complete 17. That is why I thought I was not able to like match that target. That's why he told me what was the mistake that you did. So I told I slipped and my hand got injured in the Tarzan swing. And he told me okay. And after that my interview continued. He asked me a few questions like if you get recommended and if you're not medically fit and the company fires you, what would you do? So I told them since I cleared my CAPF exam, I would be going for that physicals, or I have got a recent offer from another company which was based on my subject. So I mentioned that, and certain questions were like based on my state. So the inclination towards the defense forces is very less as to other states for my state. So he asked me the reason. I told him ki due to lack of awareness or lack of awareness among people. But nowadays people are very aware. They find this profession as a very noble profession. So such kinds of answer I answered. My interview took place for around an hour, and after that, my interview ended. And like the day of the conference, I was sitting for around 5 minutes. And after that, I was called in, and the president of the board asked me a few questions around. It took place for around 1 minute only, 1 or 2 minutes, I would say. So he asked me how was the food, and if you compare your performance from for the previous attempt and this attempt, what have you improved on that? And he asked me what are the chances of you getting recommended. I told him very high. And after that my conference ended. I was waiting at the waiting area. uh, Out of all the people, one person's waiting time was long. So back of my mind, I was thinking, since my this attempt was very much organized as per my, I would say, preparation. So I was thinking in the back of my mind, if I didn't get recommended this time, what improvements should I do? What things that I can improve? But as far as I can see, I was not able to find any probable improvements that I could say. That's why I was thinking at the back of my mind. And after that, the psych, there was a lieutenant colonel. He called everyone and he announced the name. He announced the chase number, and my chase number they skipped my chase number at first, and my chase number was Col on the last. So I was having this like moment that I was not able to express myself. And after that, after the recommendation, I called my father. We cried for a little bit, and my journey ended in that way.
Okay. It's a request. Can you check your network? It's showing low.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the issue is the light went off in the morning, so then there is a network issue from my end. So
Okay, no issues. So thank you so much for this elaborate experience sharing. Please
yes, ma'am.
tell us how NFA helped you in this
Yes, ma'am.
particular.
Yes, ma'am. So I joined NFA in June of 2022. So uh, so I called Nehru sir, and we talked for around 30 minutes that time. He told me I was very much okay to get recommended. A few mistakes that was at the back of my end was I was not properly organized, and my scores in FCAT exam was not that high that time. My score was 193, I think. So after that, I improved on my education, and I could clear the FCAT the next time with a higher score. After that, I could clear CDS. He told me to clear CDS with a score of 150 plus. I could achieve that, and like that, I could improve. And the group activities helped me a lot. So NFA 20 was the group that I like participated the most. So coordinator there was Varun, and many participants and friends of mine were JD, Ishan, Mayank, and Mukul. Like all of them helped me in improving my, I would say, confidence and all this spoken part as well. So that's how NFA helped me. And at the later stage of my like preparation, Vaishnavi was there. So I attended few of the sessions coordinated by Vaishnavi. So this has helped me in improving and in getting me recommended, I would say.
Okay. Okay, with that note, I'll give this to Nehru sir. Thank you so much.
Vidya, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
What a long time it has taken to get through the medical aspect. Varicose veins and all those problems are
Yes, sir.
causing a lot of trouble for you. Vidya, please tell for the benefit of our students as also others who listen to our sessions, and also your guys from back home in Manipur. What were the things, attitudinal changes, or rather not attitudinal, what were the major aspects which you had to unlearn,
Yes, sir.
and what were the attitudinal changes you brought about in yourself, and what were the major improvements you made, so
Yes,
that
sir.
people can understand these and they can benefit from this?
Yes, sir. Sir, I had
Yeah.
to unlearn. I had to unlearn this part of being very desperate. So I was like coming from a state like where I would say opportunities are less as compared to other states. I was very much desperate since I cleared written. Like it was my first attempt that I cleared my written. So I was very much desperate to get into the forces. So this thing I had to unlearn, and coming like to the improvements that I did, I worked a lot on my daily routine. So this was an improvement that I did a lot. Like I was working, so I had to wake up soon, since my office started from 7 a.m. in the morning and ended at 4:30. I had to wake up at 6. I had to like take bath. I had to work out for a short period of time, and I had to go. So I go to office by cycling. So this has helped me in improving. Like after that also, I was teaching one of my cousins. So she was having her class 12 exams. So this has helped me in improving my day-to-day activities. So even like I'm living in a flat right now, like, and so I had to cook on my own. So these things help me in improving my activities, I would say, sir.
And how did your confidence level go up from your past attempts this time?
Yes, sir. Sir, I always had this believed in me that I would do well, And my father and my mother has always been a motivating factor to me, which helped me in my confidence. And moving to a bigger city as compared to Imphal, like in Pune, so like gelling along with the new people and like having ideas of new people has helped me in improving my confidence.
Good, good. One thing totally unrelated, but being from Manipur is very relevant for all of us to understand. You see, this Meiti and the hill people, Kukis, Nagas issues have been there. In your view, what is the solution to this problem?
Yes, sir. Sir, the first solution would be a proper remarcation of the border of India and Myanmar. So like the border are very porous in the forest areas, I would say. So they could enter very easily. And I would say, since we can say the border areas like in CAPF, we can say like ITBP or SSB, or these things should be implied in the border areas so that the security would be improved. And I would say NRCs can be done so that the people who have taken refuge in Manipur, like illegally, I would say, can be like can be mitigated in certain ways. So a proper diplomatic talk is also required. So these are the few things I believe which will help in the improving the condition.
Very fine. And what is the message you have for defense aspirant from Manipur from your side?
Yes, sir. Like every time we have this examination, like CDS and CAPF and FCAT, few people, like even in the written part, very few people, around 4 or 5, gets through the written part. So they should like participate more, because this is an area where we can improve our participation. In many other aspects we have like fair bit of participation, but in defense very less people are there. So if we have the belief system, like, and if we have a proper organizing ability and proper routine, then we can clear. And I believe everyone would be able to. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Vidya. I have nothing more to ask you. You have done yourself proud. You have done your family proud. You have done No Frills Academy and your group proud. That's very, very good. So you are due to join the defense forces now. It will be a long journey. Please enjoy the journey and do remember us, your group members, NFA members, and me also sometimes.
Yes,
Fine.
sir.
Now
Yes,
you
sir.
are open to questions from others. Please go ahead, ask your questions.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.